Yo, what's crack-a-lackin' YouTube? It's that Payday Friday, Freestyle Friday. You already know. If you haven't already, be sure to sub, like, and share the channel here at What It Do with Big Lou, NFZR2, baby, baby. And if y'all don't know, NFZR2 stands for No Fly Zone Ricans 2. So this is the off the sequel to the main channel, the No Fly Zone Ricans with Nelson, my brothers Nelson and Carlos, and I've been continuing to do my thug izzo, my nizzles. You know what I'm saying? Bringing content on this channel here. Um, Also, I didn't say the normal thing. Share the channel with your family, friends, folks, peoples, gente, buddies, pals, amigos, amicos, and like us Puertorriqueños, Boricuas, Jibaritos, Portorros say, panas, right? Socials. Sorry about that, man. I was supposed to come on an hour ago. I was an hour late. I'm trying to do things, and I'm all messed up, behind. I'm all behind on things, so forgive me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how long this is gonna be. What's up, Mike? I said mine's a Chi-Town, brother. Mike, you from the south side? You from the west side of Chicago? I had some folks from Humboldt Park area. I believe that's the west side, right? If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so they came out this way, and then we got some family out there in Milwaukee too. They're actually my in-laws family, but my brother's really close with a lot of them. They came originally from Milwaukee, Puerto Rico to like I think Jersey or New York or Philadelphia, then to Milwaukee, something like that. They weren't there that long. Give me a second, please. Yep. Yeah. Humboldt Park, like the Northwest, but they don't say no. Well, not the old school cats that I knew. They don't say Northwest. They just say the West. But yeah, you got. Wait. You know what? What about Grant Park? Wait a minute. Maybe I got it confused. Maybe it's Grant Park they're from. Grant Park area. Um, which one is the Humboldt Park? Is the one with Abe Lincoln, the statue, or is that a whole nother park? Now I'm confused. I'm thinking they're from Grant Park area. The Grant Park area. I'm thinking. Um, and they're Cologne, the Cologne family, Colon. And they came from Caguas, Puerto Rico. The parents, and then the parents split. The father drove the bus there in Chicago, and then the parents split, and the mom took all the kids. There was about I think 6 kids, and they all went back to Puerto Rico. Not back to Puerto Rico. They went to Puerto Rico, and then they didn't know no Spanish or none of that. So all the kids ended up learning Spanish from there. I'm trying to remember. There was there's Drew. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 4 brothers and 2 sisters, something like that. I think that's a different park. Humboldt Park is a historic Puerto Rican neighborhood. Okay, but that's the park with Abe Lincoln, the statue of Abe Lincoln? There you go. Or is that another park? Or is that Lincoln Park or something? Thank you. Because I'm thinking now, for some reason, I'm thinking Grant Park. Yeah, for some reason, I'm thinking Grant Park. But anyways, they moved to Puerto Rico and they learned Spanish and all that because they put them like in a school where they have to learn. They test their skills on Spanish and all that. So they did that with them. They went to Puerto Rico, and then I know one of my folks ended up joining the army from Puerto Rico, but yeah, they didn't learn no English. I mean, they didn't know no Spanish till they got there, and then eventually, they had to learn Spanish. They all speak Spanish now fluently, and eventually they came back to Chicago. Well, majority of them came back to Chicago. The main one that I was close to, Andrew, he ended up going to, like I said, the military, the army. He ended up being in the army for like 12 years, and then he got out of there because he had an extramarital affair, and they kicked him out for that. Yeah, the statue of Abe Lincoln is most likely Lincoln Park or somewhere up north. Island. Ever remember seeing it in Humboldt? Yeah, okay. Well, I figured it would probably be Lincoln Park if Lincoln was there, but let me see what this phone says. Let me ask that motherfucker. Let me ask that damn. What park in Chicago is the Abraham Lincoln statue? See what it says. Calculating now. Let's see.
Grant Park.
Okay, so Grant Park.
Abraham seated Lincoln statue. In Grant Park, you can see a bronze Abraham Lincoln statue by sculptor Augustus St. Gaudens. It was given to the city of Chicago.
So Grant Park is where the Lincoln statue is. What part of Chicago is Grant Park located? Let's see what it says.
Grant Park is at 337 East Randolph Street,
Chicago,
Illinois.
You too.
601.
Okay, I didn't say what part. Okay, south. Okay, it's by South Loop, near the University of Chicago, Illinois, Chicago. It's on Randolph Street. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Let's see. Randolph Street. See, Grant Park is a large urban park, 319 acres in a loop area, community area of Chicago, located with the city's central business district. The park's features include Millennial Park, Buckingham Fountain, the Art Institute of Chicago, and the museum's campus. Originally known as Lake Park and dating from the city's founding, it was renamed in 1901 to honor U.S. President U.S. Grant. The park's area has been expanded several times through land reclamation and was the focus of several disputes in the late 19th century and early 20th century over open space use. It's bordered on the north by Randolph Street and on the south by Roosevelt Road. Okay. So it's probably, it's really not telling me where at though. But anyways, so yeah, so it's Grant Park. So I knew I was somewhere correct about something. Oh. Grant Park's downtown. Yeah, so it was one of those. It was one of those that they were from, either Grant or Humboldt. But yeah, he ended up leaving the army. He got kicked out after like 12 years. He met a new lady in there, and as far as I know, he's still with her. But his ex-wife, while he was in the military, was messing around on him. She had a kid who they named him Junior, Junior after him. And she was he was married to a black lady, and even the one he was with last time I seen him, she's black too. But I'm not saying that about that. What I'm getting to is that the boy that they had, she named him Junior, Andres Jr. Colon, and he ended up coming. When he was born, he was dark. He was real dark, and my my folks is really, really light, like lighter than me. Like his hair is lighter than me. He kind of looks like Mark Anthony, kind of. And he you know, she played him basically. You know, not basically, she played him. The kid wasn't his. Gave him his name, and then so he started doing whatever he started doing, and he met somebody in there, Tina, and they started having a relationship. And then last time I seen them, they had 3 kids. They're all grown now. They're all well over 18. Aisha, little Junior. He named him Junior again. The boy with Tina, and I can't remember the middle daughter. There was the 2 daughters, and then the boy, the middle daughter. I can't remember her name. The oldest one was Aisha, and then Athena? No, it wasn't Athena. I can't remember the middle girl's name. It's been many years since I've seen them last. But yeah, and then I met the sergeant army recruiter was over here. He found out I was Puerto Rican, man. He was at my door. He came to talk to my mom a couple times about sending me, you know. His name was Sergeant Coro. And he was from Chi-Town too, the same area my folks was from. So they talked to each other. You know what I mean? There was another cat that lived out here too from Chicago. I'm trying to think of his name now. Damn. I know his last name was Figueroa, but I can't remember his first name. He would make the flag, and all the ones he sported had black and gold. You know what I mean? So it wasn't black and yellow. It was black and gold. So I don't know if he's still, you know, if he was affiliate or what, but I never asked him. It didn't make a difference to me. You know what I mean? Chicago is Mike. I did a video on Chicago a while back. It's been a long while, but on our first channel we had the No Fly Zone. Our very first guest was a cat out of Chicago named Primo, Italian cat. Did a lot of time in the military, but he grew up around the boss, Jackie Cerrone. Before Jackie was the boss, like he was real good friends with his stepfather. So he would have, you know, the Italians are big on Sunday dinners, right? And he would come over and eat with them a lot. So he knew him. You know, he knew a lot of dudes. But what I did was on this channel, I did a video talking about how Chicago, how the you know, the cliques over there in Chicago, how a lot of them kind of have that gangster, you know, that Italian gangster, you know, swag somewhat. You know what I mean? Just like the Detroit cats, you know. So anyways, Primo was telling me, you know, he kind of told me that he might, you know, come on and give me some, you know, throw some stuff out there, throw some game out there on like a part 2, you know what I mean? But we didn't end up getting around to that because, you know, like some other people, you know, they just got tired of the BS on the YouTube with a lot of the drama, and you know, he's an ex veteran. So we had this clown that was going by the name Chicago Muscle, and come to find out he ain't even from Chicago. He's from Arkansas, and he was claiming to have a Purple Heart and all a bunch of bullshit. And come to find out he was nothing more than a con man. Had conned a bunch of people out of like money for snakes and different things, bro. Just weird shit. And so, you know, Primo was like getting tired of it. And he's just like, dude, why don't you just, you know, shut this shit all down, and by showing that you were actually a veteran, you know what I mean? And so, of course, he never would do that, and he was full of shit. And you know, so what I was getting to was like a few other people I know, they got tired. They just got tired of the drama on the YouTube, man, and they just, you know, either stepped away from it or stopped commenting, or you know, they just lost the little whatever you want to call it, love, or the little liking of being on YouTube, watching it, you know, certain genres and stuff like that. But yeah, Primo ended up just saying fuck it, and you know, and so Same thing with like the No Fly Zone. Nelson, who's the quarterback of the channel, it's his channel, and then me and Carlos, co-host. It got to the point where he was just like, man, fuck this. It just, all these clowns talking like they're tough and shit like that, not busting a grape to do a damn thing. They don't even show themselves, and yet they want to talk shit about everybody's appearance, everybody's, what their flaws are, and this and that, but they don't show their face or their even name. You know what I mean? Straight coward ass shit. But anyways, that's what happened with Primo, because I know he would have came on, but he just, like I said, he was getting to the point where he was getting upset with certain things. I think he got even into a little argument with somebody in the chat. So, he just felt it was best for him just to step off. You know what I mean? And then he just was like, I only watch a couple channels now. So hey, to each his own. I get it. You know what I mean? But it would have been cool to have him come on and break down some Chicago stuff. But maybe one day we can do something, Mike, or something. I don't know. Just putting it out there. You know what I mean? What's wrong with you? Huh? Yeah, she was on there chewing her. I put her in the back of the truck because today I got some new tires in the truck. And so I had her out with me, and we went around the corner through the alley. She used the bathroom and all that. Anyways, when they're done, I put her back in the back of the truck. It's not a truck; it's an SUV. I just call it a truck. It's a bigger, like a Suburban, but it's a Nissan Armada, right? So they're the same size like a Suburban. They're bigger ones. And so I throw her back in the back again, and I mean, literally, I only went to where we live. It's literally walking. It's only like a minute walk, maybe 2 minutes walking there. So driving, I mean, you're talking like 30 seconds, man. I get there, I open the back up immediately, and she chewed up her freaking handle on the leash. You know what I mean? She chewed it up. I mean, a matter of seconds. Hey, stop eating that. And so now I got this new car seat cover for the dog, so they don't, mess your seat up, and she literally ate the shit up. She ate she chewed up the zipper that goes by the door. You zip it up and it like becomes like a box, you know what I mean? And then you clip these things onto it, and then the thing that's on the doors, there's 4 of them, right? 2 on each, there's 1 on each door for like, the hangers, with like, your suit or whatever on. And that's where these things clip at to keep it in, like, positioned and, structured into like a box. And she tore that shit up. Fucking chewed it up, man. That's the pit bull in her. You know what I mean? The American Pit Bull Terrier in her, because they chew a lot. And then she's that age. She's 6 months, so that's when they do their thing, Yeah. Tim Egan, what's going on? That's why I like the Tim Egan's from the Southwest. We got some people tap in from Texas. Mike's from Chicago. We got people that tap in from Jersey, from Rhode Island, from PA. It's cool to have like a wide variety of different people. You know what I mean? I definitely like it. You know what I mean? A lot of times, I don't get a whole lot of people in the lives, but a lot of people watch it afterwards. Fucking dumbass people, man. I swear to God, riding my ass and then have the nerve to stare at you and shit, and it's a lady. Like, come on, lady, you better stay in your motherfucking lane. You know what I mean? People are fucking something else, man. I tell you, they act like they're entitled to shit. They want to go around you just to get right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense, man. Don't get me fucking going, man. I swear to God, man. I try to be cool. Man, but some of these motherfuckers, they just want to bring the worst out of you sometimes. Be great to hear from Primo. I don't believe anything nameless, faceless trolls say. Yeah, I don't either. I've been meaning to give him a call the last couple of days. So I'm gonna send him after this. I'm gonna send him a text message. He's a real good dude, Primo. Very he's very family oriented. He does a lot of things with his kids, his grandkids, He's a real good dude. Not to mention, he spoke up for us when people were trashing us. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll definitely be down to do something. Okay. Yeah. So I, I plan on coming on here like 1:15, you know, and going till like 2:30 because she gets out at 2:35. Like right now, you know, that didn't work out because what I was trying to take care of wasn't going through. It was crazy. It still ain't went through. And I even gave the thumbs up that it's me. It's not nobody, you know. So anyway, one of those things, man. Like everything that everything the thing tells you just doesn't make sense, you know. But real quick, I did a video earlier. Excuse me. I did a video earlier about, and I've mentioned this before, about breeding a Merle dog, a Merle American Bully to another American Bully. It's not, you're not supposed to do it. And just a real quick rundown is because the chromosomes are pairs, right? Each chromosome, there's two, right? Okay, so when it's a Merle, it's an incomplete. Yeah, I believe so. I believe he's still here in Cali, yeah, between Fresno and Riverside. So anyways, the chromosomes are incomplete. So if you breed one incomplete to another, you can have either the dogs can come out blind, they can come out deaf, or both, or worse. So the thumbnail there, you see the dog's face, right? That looks like a bully to me, or a Staffordshire, or American Pit Bull Terrier. You know, sometimes these things just happen, but when you're playing with genetics like that, you know, it could be bad. So the reason I said all that, and I don't know if you guys watched the video, but I met this, well, he ain't really too young. He's in his 30s. He had a nice bulldog with him, right? A nice little puppy, probably 8 weeks puppy. He was not, he had, I mean, he was nice. He had a nice little head, thick legs. You know, you can tell that was what they call bone and dome, right? And he was talking about he was selling it. And then he had mentioned something about the parents, one of the dogs being a Merle. And I said, oh, yeah? I said, you can't breed Merle to Merle. And all of a sudden he like stopped and he looked at me and he goes, and I explained to him what I just said to you guys right now. And he says, oh shit. I goes, that's probably why. So he took the dog to the mother, he took her to the vet to get a C-section. Well, one of the puppies came out with he said it was a half a dog. So I don't know if it was like literally was a half a dog, like meaning no rectum and stuff like that, or was it more like the dog that I did the video on earlier on the thumbnail, or excuse me, not the video I did earlier, the video I did earlier, but the thumbnail I used. And it was a dog that was like, had a really short body, long legs in the front, and then in the back, it was kind of pushed in, you know, and there's a few dogs like that on YouTube, and they got a big drive, and they're running around chasing, you know, balls and sticks and whatever else. But they just look funny. They're deformed, you know. And you know, I don't know with this dog here on the thumbnail here if that could have been what happened, but you know, that's the type of things that can happen. Besides being blind or deaf, they could be coming out deformed. So, you know, we don't know. You know, you don't know, and that's why you don't take a chance messing around with genetics. You know, with I don't know if you could call that natural. I mean, I don't know really the word for that. You know what I mean? If you would say nature, natural, you said that Merle gene is no joke. I didn't know anything about it until you started talking about it. Yeah, so there's something too I was, you know, learning. I think the Merle color, well, it's not even a color, it's considered a pattern. I think it's really cool, nice looking, man, but it's only certain Merles. I don't like every Merle. Like the dark gray with the black, I don't really like that one. The one I like is the light color Merle. That's the one I like. And that's the color that the Daisy's grandpa was. So, you know, so I'm still waiting to get back her results on the genetic testing because I want to find out if she carries the Merle, and if she's a tri-carrier or whatever, you know what I mean? Because Because I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna go with my instinct. So I mean, with my gut feeling on this, not my instinct, but my gut feeling. If she comes back a Merle carrier, I'll never breed her with a Merle ever. I just ain't gonna take a chance. I'm just not gonna do it. People are telling me. Some people say, "Oh, you can do it as long as she don't show the Merle." But then you got these other dogs that are called cryptic Merles and phantom Merles. So what does that mean then? You know what I mean? And the people that told me that were they were trying to like sell a puppy to a friend of mine, and I was telling them about my dog. Like I was telling them about Daisy, and that I brought that up, and they're like, "Oh no," and I think they were just saying that because they're trying to get rid of the puppy. But I've been seeing lately a lot of, how would you say that? Basically bullshit from people, but unethical breeders. I even heard some shit about some dude from DDK from the big ass with the big ass Hulk dog. I heard that he was, because it's a trip. The only dog he ever threw from Hulk that was big was Kong. That's the only dog he's ever thrown that people seen that he was big, right? And every time they show Hulk with puppies, man, they're little ass, scrawny ass puppies, right? So, if you guys seen, I put the Lion Master on there. Hold on, I'm gonna take her out. Here, take her out for a minute. Yeah, use it back here. Get her leash right here. It's in the front. See it on the floor? She chewed on it already, messed it up. See it? Yeah. Yeah. Take her out for a minute. Let her use the bathroom. So yeah, all his puppies, I've only seen the Kong, right? And Kong died. Kong only lived. He got some type of sickness and died. They say he had puppies, and he waited for the puppies to be born, and the next day he died. Because some of those dogs, like Ace, they're related to, Ace died too, but Ace is related to him, and they're not even, Ace is just a normal dog, like a good 75-pound dog. He's a badass, well, he was a badass dog. What he did, the bite training and all that, he would do some off-the-wall shit, like, excuse me, he would run up the barn and grab somebody from up, what? Yeah. Oh, I wonder. But anyways, the dog did some excellent bite work, running up the barn, jumping through car windows. Even one time he smashed the window trying to get up in there. He smashed it. But he did excellent bite work, excellent protection work. Other than that, the other dogs that dude has that are big was General, which was his main boy from the beginning. And then he had, so I think he would be the great-grandfather or grandfather to Hulk. And then there was the great-grandmother. I can't remember her name. But then her daughter was Gia or Gianna, and they bred that one to General, which is the Hulk's grandfather. And he was a nice-looking dog, looked like the Hulk, but smaller. He was probably about 100 pounds, but he was good on the bite work and all that. But if you look at all the puppies that he posts with Hulk, they're all little scrawny-ass puppies. That doesn't necessarily mean nothing either, though, because a lot of these dogs, they'll be, the father's 160 pounds, 140 pounds, the mom's 120, and, they hit those ugly stages where they're real thin looking, and people get frustrated because they're like, what the hell's going on? But then all of a sudden 2 years comes, 2.5 years, or, 16 months, 18 months comes, and boom, what they call pop. It's called popping. And that's when they get wide and all that. See, like with Daisy, I ain't gonna have to go through that. She's already wide already. She's already, you know what I mean? Which I'm great. I like that. People think she's a full-grown dog already. She's only 6 months, so it's kind of funny. And especially if she, like we were kicking it at the city hall on the bench, and she's sitting next to me, and I'm just petting her, talking to her, and say somebody comes, and she'll bark, she'll bark, and people they'll go, oh, and I go, hey, she's just a puppy, don't trip. She's still, she's 6 months old. I'm not gonna have to go through that with her. But people got to trust the blood when it comes to them dogs. So, but I guess the dude from DDK was talking shit about this other breeder named Lion Master, which I posted him. I met that dog in person. That's that big one I told you he weighed about. He had to be 220 pounds. He might have been 250. He had a 32-inch head. It's on my shorts, I believe. You guys check it out. 220 pounds to 250 pounds this dog is. 32-inch head, and his fucking neck was, I mean, his neck had to be at least 30 inches, if not more. I'm pretty sure it was more. I'm pretty sure his neck was like probably 35, 40 inches. When he was only like 6 inches from me. And when he walked by me and I looked down at his body, you know, it started with his head. And you can even hear me in the video. I asked the people, I go, what's his head, about 32 inches? And the guy turns to me and says, yeah, 32 inches. And then as he continued to walk by me, I go, damn, man, that's not no motherfucking dog. I go, that's a motherfucking caballo, which means horse. And then their answer back to me was, no, he's a lion. Well, I didn't know his name was Lion Master or Red Lion. Actually, it's Lion Master, and the dogs they produce, they call them Red Lions. If you guys ever see on the shorts on the YouTube, you see the young girl training the dogs. She trains a whole bunch of dogs. Usually they got two big red ones, and then she's been training she's been training a Merle lately named Jax. Those big red ones are from there, California, because I had asked them something one time about the red devil, if they ever heard of the red devil. They're like, no, I never heard of it. Well, I had a red devil. So one day I'm looking through some videos on YouTube, and it was Bryant's red devil. And so he was the one that created that or brought it out to the United States. They said the red ones came from Scotland, Ireland or Scotland. I forgot the red color, Staffordshires or Pit Bull Terriers. I forgot which one, but they were reddish, and they said they came from it was either England or Scotland. I mean, Scotland or Ireland. And that's how they got here in America. But that was my last dog I had. He was the Red Devil. His name was Rojo, which means red, and great dog. But I ran into this guy today that I had got Moki from, and Moki was a tall American Pit Bull Terrier, but she was tall, long body, and she had a little bit longer nose. And I was told that she was a Kobe, and a lot of people don't even know what that is. So they were developed purposely to have a little longer nose for fighting reasons, I was told. And again, like the Red Devils, I find videos on Kobe's, and these people, I don't understand how they don't have no knowledge or ever even heard of a Kobe or a Red Devil, red nose, you know. And here they're calling themselves fucking, a purist of the pit bull, basically. You know what I'm saying? And you never heard of these? What the fuck? You know what I mean? So, anyways, Moki was probably the best dog I ever had. So, anyways, I ran into the guy today that I got him from, and how that all transpired was, I see him walking with this cat, and they got a dog, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool dog, and I tried to buy it from the guy, and he said no. So what ends up happening, like 2-3 days later, he ends up going to jail, having some warrants, and the guy that I seen today was with them. He took the dog, so he comes straight to me. Hey, you want to buy the dog? I think I bought it for $20, right? And she ended up being the best dog I ever had, man. As soon as I fed her, she acted like I had her all her life. She was about 9 months old when I got her, 10 months old, something like that, maybe a year. But she was the best dog I ever had. And Rojo's probably second, right? Rojo's probably second, and then this one here, she's probably third. So if she's already third, and I've only had her a month, a little over a month, she's going to surpass them. You know what I mean? I don't know about Moki. She might not surpass Moki because Moki was trained to attack on command. She was trained to, get jiggy with it. You know what I'm saying? Basically get jiggy with it. Rojo mimicked her, so he would, do some of the same things because they were together from a puppy. And then when she got shot by the cops, he was like 10 months old, something like that. So he was old enough to pick up a lot of her things that she did. You know what I mean? So this one, Daisy probably won't pick up any of that, as far as but we don't need her to. We just need her to alert us, by barking, and that's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? But that's where we're at with that. Let's see what he says. Hulk was something else. Great temperament around those guys' kids too. Oh yeah, no doubt. So was Kong. That was the big son. That he was like, I remember him showing him off, like picking him up on one of the shows, and he was like 10 months old, 8 months old. He was already like 140 pounds, 130 pounds. He ended up getting like, I think Hulk's like 178 pounds. I think Kong got about the same. And I want to say that Kong was even more yoked than the Hulk, because the Hulk's a big dog, but like what I mean by what I'm saying is certain dogs have muscle in certain areas that other dogs don't show. You know, like they don't have. Like you might have a dog that has a big ass chest, but then he's kind of thin in the back. You know what I'm saying? Or you got one dog that has a big ass head and neck, but he don't really have the chest. You know what I mean? But now there's a lot of dogs that got it all: the chest, the head, the neck. You know, they're just all around yoked. You know what I'm saying? And there's some guys, like I keep telling you guys, the QB&N kennels, they have let me see, he has four studs that he talks about. He has a Fireball, which is he calls it a classic. He's really small. He's only like 70 pounds, but they used him to breed with big females, like big females, like 24-inch females, 25-inch females, 140-pound females, and he's only 70 pounds, but they used him to correct some of the flaws in the female. Like the female might have a little bit of east or west. They might have had, a high rear end. You know what I mean? Their top line might not have been that good. Their rear angulation. So they used this dog, breed him with that big female to make just regular XL dogs. But then everything, they bred out the flaws that the female had. You know what I mean? So that's one of his studs. He's the oldest one there. And then they have Power. And Power's like I don't even know how to describe him. He's dark like a black, but then underneath you can see the brown. So I don't know if he's a tricolored underneath or something like a ghost tricolor, or if he's a trindle. You know what I mean? That's like a black dog but you can see the brindle underneath, or it means tribe brindle, like a tribe brindle. That's where you get the trindle. And he's a pretty good dog, a pretty good sized dog. He's got probably like a 24-inch head. He's about probably 22 or 23 inches tall, and he's about 120 pounds. You know what I mean? I think that's like perfect. He's still, yeah. I think that's about perfect between 100 to 130 pound dog. I think that's good enough on the bully, especially if they're active and they run a lot, and they can get running. Some of these big ass dogs, 180 pounds, 175 pounds. They don't move well at all. They're always, just walking from one side of the building to the next. But if they can be like 180, 170, 180, 160, but they're active and they're able to run, that's good. What's up, Mikey? She's been tearing it up. Yeah, but some of these dogs, so some people are against all that. Like the other day, I was asking this dude about something, and I was asking, how big is the male? And he was like, well, what does weight got to do with anything? And then, that just kills me with these people with the weight. And I said, well, check this out. I said, if I'm going to have a male, it's got to be bigger than my female. I mean, what the fuck I look like having a female bigger than my male? I just don't think that's cool, right? So that's why I told him. And so he was like, oh, okay, I can get with that. I said, well, I think his dog was about 120 pounds, and he had like a 27-inch head, which that's pretty damn big for only a 120-pound dog. Because usually a dog, 26, 27-inch head, it's like a 150-pound dog usually, at least. And so his male was like 118, he told me. And I'm with that. I think that's about right. 120, 115, 130 pounds, no more than that. Because, like I said, you get them too big, especially if they start growing too fast, that their legs are going to be messed up. In other words, what I'm saying is they won't have straight feet. It'll be more to the side, like east and west, because they got to support all that weight. You know what I mean? So, so I agree. And like Raul, like I was saying, Raul Fugundis from QB&N Kennels, Power is like a Bill 20, something like that, 120, 130 pounds. Like I said, Fireball is about 70 pounds, 72 pounds. Then he has 305. He calls him 305 because that's the Miami area code, because originally he's from Miami or Florida, and now he lives in Texas. And he named him 305, and he's like a 3-time national champion. They ended up putting him in the showroom, and he's won 3 times national champion. He's not a grand champion yet. But anyways, he's a real nice-looking dog. He's a chocolate tri or a lilac tri. And if you guys don't know what lilac is like, to me, it's like a mixture between brown and gray and it's got like a silky, shiny look to it. If you guys don't, yeah, look it up. They got 4 tries. They got a chocolate try, a black try, a blue try, and they got the lilac try. You know what I'm saying? Look it up if you don't know what it looks like. But it's really nice. But he might be a chocolate. If he's not a chocolate try, then he's a. And what I mean chocolate try is they look like the Dobermans and the Rottweilers. You know, not the normal black with the rust, but the other colors, the brown with the rust. That's how they look. And then you got the black tri that looks like the regular Rottweiler Doberman, the black with the rust. And that's why I believe that somewhere down the line they use Rottweilers also to get these dogs colors. And then you got, like I said, you got 305, and he's about the same size as Power, 23 inches tall, 22 inches tall, with around that same size head, 24-inch head, and he's probably about 112 pounds, 108 pounds, something like that. But these dogs, even some of his females, man, they got 22-inch heads, 23-inch heads when they're like yoked, like muscles. Like if you didn't know better, if you couldn't see, you would think they're males. You know what I mean? With the big neck too. They got big necks. That's what sticks out to me, is their big necks and their noggins. That's what really sticks out to me about those dogs of his. You know, and he created a look. You know, he has his look, not so much color. Like some people breed for color. You know, him and most of the righteous breeders don't breed for color. They breed for righteousness. In other words, correctness. I should have said that, correctness. They're breeding for correctness. You know, straight feet. You know, nice top line. You know, no underbites, no overbites. You know, rear angulation. You know, nice tails where, you know, proper tail, the length of the tail. There's no kink in it. There's no, extra long tails, things like that. You know what I mean? And then Fit Bully TV, which I watch also, they do a lot more training, like not more bite work, you know, protective training on a few of the dogs. They also like to go to the park and go to, like, there's a park that they go to where there's like a little river through it, a man-made type thing. It's like more like a, I don't know what you would call it, a canal, or it's like kind of like, well, it's not a canal, but it's like a thing, you know, it's like it's made out of stone, but the water runs through it. So I guess a man-made river, I guess. And so he likes to get his dogs where they go in the water. You know, they're not afraid of the water. They'll go chase things in the water, come out, jump, hang from the tree with, you know, hanging from whatever toy. The 2 boys will be playing tug of war, and then the other dogs will get involved. You know, so he considers that work. A lot of people call that work. You know, and they're active. And the boy he has, the biggest boy is Tron. He's like 88 pounds, and he's the color that I like. That's the color I like, the white one. Then he has a blue female that he just bred to him. They got 6 puppies, and then she's an XL2. Then they have a standard female, a blue tri named Zara, which is Eagle's mom, and she just had a litter of 5. So he has 11 pups on the ground right now, 2 litters. You know, I think they're all sold already. He kept one out of one of the litters, and I think one of his kennel partners kept one, maybe 2. You know what I mean? But they're nice dogs, and he starts doing things with them at an early age. He'll build like some stairs, and he'll put the food on that side where they have to figure out how to, you know, get over the stairs to get to the food. The first thing he built was like just a little like ramp thing, you know what I mean? And they get over and they get to the food, and you can see the difference from what he documents between this litter and that litter, you know. And he says a lot has to do with the mother. So he has 2 females. One looks like, I got the bulldog traits. The face, you can see the sad eyes. You know, she's blue color. The other one is a blue tri with the standard, right? And she has the 5 puppies. The other one has 6 puppies, and she's the terrier look. You know what I mean? She got the terrier look, but her puppies are very active. They're jumping over, like I said, they're jumping up. They're jumping over this, jumping over that. They're climbing up the man-made stairs that he made. He made like 3 stairs. You know, he started putting them on top of the table with sandpaper, you know, when they first started walking. Because I don't know if you guys know, but if you have dogs on like the garage surface all the time or hardwood floors, it'll make them, you know, walk jacked up, and then also it'll place their weight a certain way, so then their feet will start going outwards instead of staying straight and in. So this is all stuff I just started learning, you know, recently about, you know, that type of thing. But because Zara is such more active and a smarter dog than Maya, and Zara's the the terrier looking more, she looks more like a terrier. She's a standard. So that's like a standard is like, I want to say 16 inches tall, just 17 inches tall, something like that. And then the other one is the XL. She's a little bit taller than her, but she's she looks more like a bulldog. Like I mentioned, in the face, you can see the bulldog traits, and she's not as, it took them a long time to get her to like play, and with, do the things that he does with the other dogs. Machete, Big Lou, I send you my respects and food. Yeah, likewise, igualmente. And it's just a trip how, when you start watching and documenting things, how you see what's wrong, what's the deal on certain things. You know what I mean? It's a trip how that works. And like I said, he's been documenting how the puppies are getting, and it's a big difference between the two litters. So, and it's the genes, like, it's in the genes, the mother's genes. Ain't no food in here, so she's chewing on something. So it's all about the mom's genes,
So yeah, it's just all, it's all about it's all about the making the dogs better, you know what I'm saying? Making the breed better. And there's so many people out there that are just trying to make a dollar, a quick dollar. They don't keep it real with the buyers. It's dogs that ain't even really the dog from that litter, and this is what I heard that DDK does. I don't know how true it is. I'm just saying what I heard. Like, in other words, you send your papers into the American Bully Kennel Club. You tell them, I had 10 puppies, 4 females, 6 males, right? And then they'll send you the 10 copies, right? And it'll say 6, each paper that's for a male will say male pup, male pup, male pup 3 times on the bottom. And then for the females, it'll say female pup, female pup, female pup. Like that's what it said for Daisy's paper, right? Then you fill that paper out. Even before that, the person, the breeder will either check pet only or full breeding rights, right? And so if they put full breeding rights, that means you can breed them, get your papers when it comes to your litter, when you have your litter. So what happened was what'll happen is, so like I said, he puts in the paperwork saying he has 10 puppies, but in reality he only had 8 puppies. So he gets these 2 extra papers, and then he ends up throwing 2 dogs that either ain't from that litter, or he might have got somewhere else, and he puts them to these papers, and then now he's trying to sell them off as, kids of hope. You know what I'm saying? For example, there's a lot of people that do that. You know what I'm saying? Or like if a puppy, say they get a hold of the UKC and they say, oh, we had 8 puppies, and they send them the 8 papers, like I said, but in reality, 2 puppies died, but they're still asking for 8 8 copies, 4 males, 4 females, and then the papers come and they just hold on to the, if it was a male that died and the female that died, they'll hold on to a male paper and I'll miss a female paper. And then later down the line, they'll try to throw a male and a female onto those papers. And like I said, they're not even related to the dog at all, period. Yankees, what's up, Yankees? So yeah, there's a lot of scandalous shit going around. And like another thing too, like you might have, you should have some requirements when you're gonna stud your dog out, right? So if you got a nice male, people are gonna be hitting you up. Oh, how much to stud for your male? 2,500. You know what I'm saying? 3,000. So I've seen them sometimes even 5,000. I seen one the other day, 8,000. They wanted to breed their dog with their female. I think that's crazy and outrageous. I think you shouldn't be asking no more than like 3,000, between 3,000 to 5,000 tops. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna get your money either way. Just imagine if you sell, you're only charging say 3,000 or 2,500. Everybody don't have a bunch of money, man. You know what I'm saying? So somebody might sell their their stud for 2,000 or something like that, and they might be able to stud them out 10 times throughout the year, or 12 times once a month or something. Who knows? Maybe twice a month. I don't know, but it's it's being greedy, right? And they're breeding to anything. So in other words, like Raul, he has not recommendation, but he has expectations, and he has expectations of the females, what they should be and what he requires of them. So in other words, he's not going to breed to your dog if they have 2-3 flaws. He's just not going to do that, because now his brand is connected to them puppies. You know, it makes sense. You got to protect your brand. You know what I'm saying? This is his livelihood now. This is how he makes his bread. This is how he makes his money. This is how he feeds his family. This is how he pays his bills. You know what I'm saying? I believe he don't. I don't think he works no more. You know what I mean? I don't think he works no more because it's just full time with that many dogs. You know, he has close to 20 dogs, plus not counting puppies, just the ones he's keeping. The ones, because then also too, the ones that are retired and not breeding no more, he doesn't he doesn't get rid of them. He keeps them. So he has a couple of them that he's got spaded already, and they're still in the house, like Azu and I think Aruba. I think she farted, huh? And Daisy be laying some nasty ones, boy. She's been doing that since day one. Because I remember when the homie called me, oh yeah, I'm on my way with her. He sent me some pictures of her in the back seat and him driving with his old lady. And then when he got to meet me where I was at, he's like, I had to take her out because I was calling him. I said, park over here. And he was like, I had to take her out because she was letting loose and it was smelling bad. So that's her thing, boy. She be pooter boating, boy. Silent but deadly. Really silent but deadly. That's the definition of silent and deadly would be a picture of Daisy. Her farts ain't no joke, boy. You know what I mean? But anyways, what else was I saying? Yeah, so these people are flooding the market with fucked up puppies because they're breeding their males with just anything just to make the buck. You know what I'm saying? And that's not cool. I think I get it as far as the money thing, but I don't get it because of what it's creating. You know what I'm saying? It's creating chaos, it's creating a mess for this breed. This breed ain't been around that long, so they say 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So I hear some people say the 80s, and most people say the 90s it came out. So as far as I know, it's like 92, 91, 92-ish. You know what I mean? So people, people need to stop doing what they're doing and get with the program, and try to make their program and other programs that they're breeding their dogs with better. And people that have these females that have these multiple flaws, they need to, get them spaded or neutered and just let them live their life as a pet. You know what I mean? She looks awesome, bro. Just checked out your latest videos. She's solid. I like that more athletic build. You can see the spots coming out in the tire. Yeah, you seen that? She was completely gray, bro, when I got her. I mean, straight gray. That's why I named her what I named her. I named her Daisy La Sula, right? Daisy the Blue, because even though she's gray, they'll call it blue. You know what I'm saying? And so I named her originally Daisy La Sula, Daisy the Blue, but now she's known as Daisy Queen, like Dairy Queen, but Daisy Queen, so it's Daisy Queen, aka Daisy La Sula, but now she's starting to get brown coming in on, like I said, on her top line, around her ear area. You see the brown. So I'm curious to know if she's maybe a tri-carrier, you know what I mean? And some people told me that's probably blue fawn coming out, or it's a tri-carrier. And I'm like, so I did her DNA test. I think it was Sunday night I did it. We mailed it out Monday morning about 4:30. Wednesday I got an email saying we received it. It's in the mail. I mean, not the mail, excuse me, it's in the lab. So I've been checking my emails and nothing yet. So I'm hoping, to find that out. Because I'm very curious. And thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. She looks nice. Thanks. Solid. But I'm curious because, like I mentioned a little while ago, I don't know if you heard me, I'm going with my instinct or my gut feeling on that. If she shows that she's a Merle carrier, I'm not gonna breed her with the Merle ever. And some people told me, if it doesn't show, then but then I say, well, if that's the case, then why they call these other dogs Phantom Merles and Cryptic Merles, and it doesn't show either. So I'm not taking a chance with that. I'm just not gonna do it. That's just how I feel about it. So nobody's gonna change how my perspective on that. You know what I mean? I'm just not gonna take a chance. And so her grandfather is Merle, right? His name was horchata. If anybody don't know, that's a drink that they sell in Mexican restaurants. It's like rice water type thing. And her mother's litter. I'm not sure the amount of puppies, and I want to say it was her mom, one or two other puppies, but I could be wrong on that. But majority of the puppies came out Merle. and I have pictures of a couple of Daisy's aunts. Or excuse me, I think one's an uncle, one's an aunt. But I got pictures of them as puppies, and then pictures of them full grown, or getting full grown. And they're Merle. So, the mom barely missed it being Merle. Like I said, I know for sure her, and I think one or maybe two other puppies didn't come out Merle. But other than that, all the rest of them are Merle. So, I haven't got Daisy. I'm waiting for Daisy's papers to come back because I paid the extra $15 for them to come back within 10 business days. And so I should be getting them today, tomorrow, or by Monday. And so, but anyways, her brother, the homie that I got her from, shouts out to Warren's Finest Kennels, Big Al. He has her brother, Blanco. He came out straight white, and he has his papers, and he took a picture of it and sent it to me, and so I was able to look at the other parents, I mean, not the other parents, but the grandparents, the great grandparents, the great great grandparents. I think it's 6 or 7 generations on both sides. You know what I mean? I was able to look at. I turned the camera off because I have my daughter with me. Some people that just act like animals. so, so I was able to look at the colors. Majority of the colors on there were always black and white, blue and white, or gray and white. And usually blue is gray. That's what they mean. The only difference would be the nose. The nose would be blue like a blueberry. Daisy's nose is not blue. Her nose is black. So that's the only difference there. So majority of them were that color, either, like I said, black and white, or it said gray and white, or it said blue and white. There was so her maternal grandmother is Goldie. She's white with a big brindle patch. And then I see one relative I think two was brindle. But majority of them, I said again, were either black and white, blue and white, or gray and white. Majority of her bloodlines. And then, like I said, her grandfather on her mom's side was Merle. The grandmother's white with brindle patches. The other side, the top now, the father, his father was brown, and the mother was gray and white or blue. You know what I mean? So that's majority. I guess that's why because he was telling me when I was telling her about how her coat was gray and now it's turning brown. He said same thing with June, which is her mom. Same thing. You know what I mean? And you can see in the pictures. I got a lot of pictures posted of her. I think on the community page, but if not, on my Instagram, I got a bunch of them, pictures of her dad as a puppy, and then I go, that's on the Instagram. I go then and now, also the mother, then and now. I got pictures of her as a puppy and then full grown, and then I got her with a couple of her siblings. You know what I mean? I posted one of Daisy's brothers, well, actually two of her brothers. One is white, but he had black, like one side of his face is black. And then I posted Blanco. I posted her mom, you know what I mean? And then my son's dog's there. So, I'm trying to document. I know some people might say, damn, he's always taking pictures of the dog or whatever. But there's a method behind the madness, and that is to promote her as she's growing. I got pictures of her, and I posted those too on my Instagram, and I think I did in my community, of her as a little puppy, 6 weeks old or 4 weeks old, and every picture, man, she's always the one, usually in front of her siblings, and she's on it, like on the camera. She like she knows or something. I don't know. But I got a bunch of pictures the homie sent me, and then I've been documenting her all along, and she goes on the Facebook, she goes on the Instagram, she goes on YouTube. Obviously, you guys see her on the YouTube on the shorts, and a lot of people, like Mike said, she looks good. She's solid. She's thick already. I'm not gonna have to go through that ugly stage where the dogs are all skinny, and she's a female anyway. So Daisy, wake up, lazy. Come on, Daisy. What's up, girl? What's up, girl? Her ears are looking nice now. Her ears are all getting healed up. You know what I mean? Looking good. See, too much for me to keep up with all these bloodlines. You can get a mutt from the pound and have a friend for life. Yeah, you ain't lying. In the end, that's what it's all about, unless you plan on breeding and making it a biz. No, you're absolutely right, man. When it comes to when it comes to the difference between a mutt and a purebred dog, the mutts have better. They got better health. They got better health. They live longer, and you're right, and that's what it's all about. Unless you plan on breeding and being a business. Now, when it comes to me, I've always had a dream when I was a kid, a youngster, as a teenager. I would say not so much a kid, but a teenager. I was all into dogs, American Pit Bull Terriers, Staffordshire Terriers, even Bull Terriers. I used to read up on them too. That's the Spud McKenzie dog. And I used to be into German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Akitas, Chow Chows, um, Bull Mastiffs. I used to be all into those, and I used to ride my bike as a kid to the library and read about dogs. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing. But then I got a little bit older, and I started getting my first American Pit Bull Terrier and stuff like that. And I started I had that vision to breed dogs and have a facility. I never got to the facility part, but I did have my place, and I had pits everywhere, chained up this area, that area. And the reason I had to chain them up is because they were on good. They had like 30 feet, but I had to do that because we had multiple females, multiple males, and it was going to be some fighting. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them I got, they were already big. They were already full grown dogs. Some of them, you know what I mean? So I got them full grown. So I had my main dogs, Moki. I had Funny, and then Rojo came. He was about 9 months old at around that time when they got killed, when the cops shot him. So I had Rojo would, Funny would check him. He was the dominant male there. Even though he was a little bitty ass thing, he could fight. He could fight, man. A couple times I had the dogs. We took him out to the river. I picked up this dog named Raider. Oh, he had a bad color. He just wasn't a big dog. He was with original American Pit Bull Terrier. So it was Funny. You're talking 50-pound boys. That's what they are, and really cut up. Raider was really cut up. I didn't name him that. I got him named that already. Funny was he had a big chest and a big head, but he was small. He was very short. He would be considered a micro, I guess, or a bully, or not a bully, but a pocket. The only difference was he didn't have those funny legs like they have. Those little really short legs, he didn't have that. So he was just a dog, American Pit Bull Terrier that just didn't grow big. It shows you do have a ton of knowledge about the breed. Yeah, I try. I just like with everything else. I try to learn. But I'll be honest, Mike, I've learned a lot in the last probably month and a half from watching QBNN Kennels and also Fit Bully TV. I've learned a lot from them dudes, especially Raul from QBNN Kennels. I learned a lot of stuff from him, and then a lot of stuff I knew already. I just didn't know the proper terminology. You know what I mean? It shows you. Okay, I already read that, but yeah, and now I'm starting to learn about the raw diet. How you the beef, the liver, the fish, the salmon, the pork. Well, they give them pork a little bit, but mainly it's chicken quarters and ground beef and livers. You know what I mean? Because if like in the wild, when the lions or hyenas or leopards or even cheetahs, when they kill something, where do they start eating it from? They start eating from the bottom of the belly, because that's where the organs are at. That the heart, the kidneys, the livers. That's the good stuff. You know what I mean? That stuff got the most whatever protein, whatever. Hey there, just popping in. What's with those pics on here? Okay, so I did a video earlier. I did a video earlier on a story I just heard from somebody yesterday or 2 days ago, and so the video I did was a kind of a, how would I say it? I said what the story was, but it was kind of like a preview of what I was going to talk about here. So basically, what it was that the dude he had bulldogs. He had bulldogs, and he had a bulldog puppy with him when I ran into him in this office. Nice little bulldog. I'm not gonna lie. He had a nice head, nice bone. So what they say, head, dome and bone, right? He was real thick little dog. Now, he was white with like a light color sable. I guess you can say sable, or maybe a cream color, I guess. And he's selling a dog, but we started talking, and he said something about the mom being a Merle. And I say, yeah, you can't breed two Merles together, right? And he's like, huh? And I tell him about, the chromosomes. You get two, and when it comes to DNA, there's two chromosomes. But when the dog's a Merle, it's incomplete. So if you breed one incomplete to another incomplete, it's not going to come out good. So then all of a sudden, so when I told him that, he's like, you know, and we had to wear masks in the place. So he had his mask on. So he just acted funny and kind of turned, and he says, oh shit. He said, well, maybe that's why what happened. And then I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I took the dog to get the C-section, and one of the dogs was born with the half a body. So I don't know when he says a half a body, if it was literally a half a body, or does he mean like the intestines, the rectum, and all that was gone, or you know what I mean, or what? So my point to all this was that these dogs, the point is that these dogs, they have some dogs on YouTube where they're showing, you know, they have real long front legs, and then their back is like real short and pushed in, and you know they're always, and their mouths are open, and it's like all teeth, you know what I mean? And it's, you know, they had a problem at birth. So I put this thumbnail to show that when you breed a Merle to a Merle, that it can come out blind, deaf, both, or worse. So if you see the dog the way it looks, you know, those type of things can happen. You know what I mean? Not necessarily saying that's what happened to this dog, but when you breed a Merle to Merle, that's what could happen. And so that's the reason for that picture and the video I did earlier, the pre-recorded video. That sucks that cop killed your dog. I might have to get my revenge for that. You don't go killing people's best friend. You know what about that too is that I even told this motherfucker when we were at the police station after they got me at the store, because the reason why that happened is because this motherfucker told me that he was gonna he was setting me up, right? So he calls me and I said, well, I'm going out of town. And so what happened was when I left the house and went to the store, they said, oh, well, let's grab him now. And that's what they did. They grabbed me. My cousin was with me. Rest in peace, Jimmy. And he had ran into a cat that's from his town, because where he was living, this happened in Stockton. Jimmy's from Decoto. We're in Stockton. He runs into a cat he knows from his neighborhood that he hadn't seen in a while. So they're talking. So they take them two with me. Them two and me. They take us downtown. They take my car and drive it. They take us, put us in the holding tanks. They hold my cousin and the other guy for about 15 minutes, and then they cut them loose because they figured they'll call and maybe tip off the people in the house. So what they did was they hit the house, and as soon as they hit the house, they let them go because they can't tip nobody off. So that's what that happened. And then so it was all behind the dude to set me up, right? And I did a video on that too, my so-called friend, right? And fucked up part about it is that he didn't even have a case. He wasn't fighting a case or no. He brought me to the police attention. They didn't even know who the fuck I was because I'm not from there. I was just living there. I wasn't doing no business out there. You know what I mean? So anyways, it just sucks. Piece of shit motherfucker. And his sister's married to my cousin. They got fucking Nathan, Boobies, and David. They got 3 kids. You know what I mean? Nathan's like 20. Nathan's about going to be 20 years old. You know what I mean? Let's see. That sucks. Okay, I already said that. What part of Cali do you live at? Looks like nice at that park where you let her run. Grass is green. Oh yeah, that's the park I grew up in my neighborhood. That's, you talking about the one with the hill? Because I've been going to a couple different parks lately. You talking about the one when I was calling her like, get over here? What's wrong with you? That one a couple of days ago. Yeah, we're on top of the hill. So that's what that park's known for. The hill, the plunge, which is the swimming pool, and the train. There's a train there that we used to play in all through the motherfucker. What happened was people fell off and got hurt or killed. I don't remember. And they fenced it off. So that's Lincoln Park, and that's in Tracy. But it's a nice park. Let's see. And I live in Northern California. I live in the Valley right now, Central Valley. Well, it's got different names: San Joaquin Valley, Central Valley, West Valley, Sacramento Valley. You know what I mean? That's not LA. No, hell no. I don't live in no LA. Jay Rupert, he would have to take me out also. Oh, that's what I was getting to. Yeah, I told the motherfucker, like, hey, man, please. I even told him, please, bro, don't kill my dogs. You know what I'm saying? And she was chained up. I had put her on the chain on the porch just temporarily, right? And so she was on the porch. So she started automatically, you know, being protective with guard dog like she is. She started barking, and, you know, they shot her with a 9mm. Funny was like 30 pounds, 40 pounds, maybe 40 pounds. They hit him with the 9 and with the gauge. And he only was barking because she was barking. He wouldn't bite nobody. She would bite somebody. And then Rojo eventually, because he was only like 9-10 months at the time, eventually he would bite somebody from what he learned from her. But Funny would bark, but he wouldn't bite. And they shot him. you know. And then the fucked up part about it, I told him straight up, I go, there ain't nothing there. I go, yeah, I got a 38 under the bed in the safe. It's locked up. And the fucked up part about it is after they did the search, you know, raided the house, he comes back to the PD, police department, and he don't even tell me nothing. And then I run into somebody that was living with me, and I'm like, oh, how did he said, man, they shot fucking, he goes, they shot Funny, they shot motherfucking Moki. I said, what? I called him over there. His name was McKee. I said, hey, dude. And he comes over. I said, well, you couldn't even, I start going off. You couldn't even fucking tell me that you killed the fucking dogs, motherfucker. Punk ass bitch, right? I was mad, bro, because those are my dogs now. You know, it wasn't like how, you know, I say on here that I don't use those words, but you know what? That was in my younger day. And I wasn't really into it all like that. I think I had went to the joint once, and no, twice. I had went twice, but it was different back then compared to how it was the next time I went, which was 06. The politics changed. It was way different, you know, and so things changed, right? And I changed with it, you know. So, you know, I was mad. I called him a punk bitch and all that. I said, you're gonna go fucking kill my, and then you're not even gonna say nothing after I fucking, you know, because I told him, I said, just take me back with you. I said, there's nothing there. I go, I got the 38 under the bed in the safe. I go, there's nothing there. You know, they could have fucking, you know, not done all that. Oh, thanks for explaining that. You learn something new every day. That's crazy. Yeah, you learn something new every day. They get an excuse for it also when they tell the judge the breed. Pit bulls get it better. Yeah, they do. A friend had a guy tried to sell him a wolf chow mix. Guy brought it over to my buddy's backyard. He said the dog did an amazing vertical leap and caught a bird midair. My buddy decided not to buy it. Oh shit. Yeah, Mike, they also get a pass. Oh yeah, the cops always get a pass. Carlos, what's going on, Carlos? Yeah, they always get, yeah, they get a pass for everything. They could kill fucking humans and get the pass, you know, with some bullshit ass. Oh, it's policy. They always fall back on policy bullshit and they get a free fucking pass to fucking, oh, I thought it was my taser. Get the fuck out of here, your taser. But your taser's on your right side and your gun's on your left side, or vice versa, whatever the fuck. The fuck you gonna confuse a taser for a gun when you're a fucking highly trained fucking law enforcement officer? You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here, man. Straight bullshit. I saw the video you did of that guy setting you up. One of my first ones I saw. Yeah, that's that motherfucker set me up. Supposed to be my friend, man. You know, he used to go with me, ride with me. He used to go with me to my cousins in the Bay Area. He would spend the night with me over there. You know, uh, you know, we used to do, you know, kick it, and you know, just to turn me in like that for nothing. You know, I mean, it's fucked up either way if he had a case and he was fighting off and he decided to snitch on me, but he didn't even have that. You know, I remember my lawyer asking the cop when he was on stand, well, why is he considered what's so reliable about him? Because they called him a CRI. They wouldn't say his name until my attorney asked the cop on stand, what's his name? And that's when he said what his name was. But I was like, fuck, you know, and he's like, oh, he's told us where people lived and what kind of cars they drove. So we consider him reliable, a confidential, reliable informant. So this motherfucker was working for the cops, wanted to work for the cops. But see, at the end of the day, he played me, obviously, right? Setting me up. He gives me an extra 20 one night and he fucking has the nerve to call me and ask me that, did I give you an extra 20? And he's working with the cops, right? Then he comes to get that last buy from me to buy a half O, and I was selling him for $200, and he got $300, and that's the night he gave me the extra 20. So after he already wore the wire on me, this mother had the nerve to call me asking me, I give you an extra 20? He did. I told him no, right? But they gave him $300. He told them that I wanted $300 for a half. And this is the part I don't get, because the cop said they searched him before he went in for contraband and money, you know, contraband. And so that's anything, right? So they said they searched him before he went in to buy something. And then when he came back, they said they searched him. Okay, so if they gave him $300, but I only charged $200, and they gave him an extra 20. I mean, he gave me an extra 20, so that's $220. Where's that extra $80? You know what I'm saying? If they really searched him like they said, what do you do? Put it between his ass cheeks then? You know what I'm saying? Or what do you do? Take his shoe off while he's walking and put it in there? You know, because I remember, and it was a trip too, when I heard myself on the tape. Once my attorney got a hold of the tape, the wire, I kept asking him, well, where the fuck, where you coming from, man? You know, and he said, oh, my coworker's parked down the street. He don't want to be seen. Yeah, his coworker, my ass, a fucking cop, right? And so I kept asking him on the tape as I'm hearing it, you know, where you coming from? And he's like, oh, and he was acting normal, man. He didn't act like he was nervous or nothing. So you can tell that he was doing this shit for a while, setting motherfuckers up just to get paid, working for the police, straight chump shit, man. And then, and then when he called me that very first time, I'm like, how'd you get my number? He said, oh, your aunt gave it to me. So I'm not even tripping because his sister's with my cousin. So my aunt is my cousin's mom. So it's not even like, this dude used to be kicking it with me all the time. So it didn't dawn on me like, oh, I mean, it never even crossed my mind. Oh, he's telling on you. You know what I mean? Yeah, that grass was really green. She looked so cute running there. They shot them on chains. Well, yeah, one of them. Well, it wasn't a chain. It was a cable. They shot her. She was on the cable. And Funny and Rojo were running around. Actually, no, you know what? Funny was running around. Shorty was in the back on a chain because, not a chain, but another cable. Because I didn't want her and Moki to fight. And then Rojo was, I think, yeah, I had him on another cable because he had just got his ears done. So I was trying to keep him away from possibly wrestling and fighting with the other ones and then messing his ears up. You know what I mean? Like getting, like ripping out the stitches or something, if I remember correctly. So anyways, what don't make sense is that they shoot Funny, they shoot Moki, they kill him. The animal control comes, takes their bodies, and they don't take everybody to jail. They don't take anybody from the house to jail, but they take the other two dogs to the pound when they weren't even loose. They were cabled up, right? And they just did that because they didn't find none, so they were like, oh, we'll take them. That way he has to pay. You know what I mean? So I had to pay for dead bodies. I had to pay for dead bodies, and I had to pay for dogs, and then also because they weren't fucking fixed or neutered, they weren't neutered or spaded. I had to pay for that for Rojo and Shorty. Shorty was a female. Shorty was a female. Yeah, straight scumbag, piece of shit motherfuckers. And then I lost Rojo. I go back to prison in 2006. I get caught with my pistol. I got caught with a 38 and a possession, and I was already out on bail on a transporting case. So they try to give me a bunch of time for being out on bail. I forgot what it's called. It's something act. When you're out on bail and you catch another case, they try to throw an enhancement of a 2-year enhancement or 3-year enhancement on that. The transporting case, I ended up taking 4 on that. Wait a minute. Yeah, 4. I ended up taking 4 on that, and 16 months on the possession and the gun charge, because they gave me 8 months twice, because they can only give you, once you have the controlling case in California, which was the transporting for 4 years, anything they charge you after that, they can only give you a third of the midterm. And so a third of the midterm on possession is 2 years. A third of the midterm on a gun charge is 2 years. So they can only give you 8 months. That's a third of 2 years. So they gave me 2 of those, which is 16 months, and plus the 4 years. So it was 5 months, 5 months, 5 years, 4 months. And that's why I always say, damn, and then they gave me a 4-year probation violation. So that's why I always throw the little bullshit joke in there that, fuck, I got 4 years for a probation violation, almost as much as Sammy the Bull got for a bunch of fucking murders. You know what I mean? So anyways, yeah, and then stupid of me too, because I still was pretty young in the game at the time. I didn't really know about the law at all. Here I jump on like the first deal they give me. Once they bound me over from the courthouse, matter of fact, it's right here, which they don't use no more. I got bounded over because I remember I told you I was out already fighting the case. I was out for a minute, and I had a good lawyer. She was a public defender, but she was a good motherfucker. She already had a 995 motion ready to be submitted for a 995 motion ready to submit it for dismissal. Because those cops were fucking with me all the time, always stopping me, never finding nothing. But then when I caught that new case, it was like she said, I'm not even going to file this because you don't have no ties with those cops, right? And I said, no, I never. First time I ever seen those cops. So, and you get caught with some dope, so we're not going to be able to use that. And then she started telling me about that, and that's where she didn't do a good job with me, though. She started telling me, well, they can give you this for you're out on bail, and now you caught another case. They can give you another 3 years on that. They can give you, you know, 2 years on this and 6 years on that. And she goes, you're looking at like 12 years. And I didn't know no better at the time. So when they came at me with 5 years, 4 months, I jumped on it. I probably could have, if I would have fought it for another 6 months, 8 months, maybe even a year, I probably would have got 2 years or 3 years. But me being young at the time, I didn't know. So this last case and the case before that, this last case, I fought it for 6 months. The case before that, I fought it for 8 months and I ended up getting good deals. You know, I got 4 years with half on both of them. You know what I mean? So, you know, I got smarter to the system, you know, to the court system too. You know what I mean? But yeah, they're scumbags. So anyways, when they get me that time for that possession, fucking stupid me too, man. I had been keeping the key in I had a U-Haul truck. We're just moving to a new spot. I had been keeping the key not on me, in the U-Haul truck. And for some reason I went to go do something. I had the U-Haul key in my pocket. So when they stopped me, I'm on probation already. You know, I had search clause. So they find the U-Haul truck. Obviously the U-Haul sitting there. So they go to search it. And stupid ass me is I just took the pistol from the back of the truck with all the stuff. And it was literally packed where you had to stick your hand in like just a little area and feel around till you grab the gun, you know, and that's how I did it. But for some reason, I put it in the cab of the U-Haul truck and I had the key on me. So if I never would have had that key on me, you know, they really pretty much wouldn't. Yeah, I might have went to jail for the possession, or they might have just let me go, because that town right there, a lot of times they don't even take you to jail for that type of shit, and they won't even take it from you. They'll let you keep your shit. You know what I mean? So what happens was I ended up going to prison on that. 5 years, 4 months, and Rojo was with me. He ended up going to doggy jail, and I don't know what happened to him, man. So he was 5 years old at the time. So what happens is, you know, they weren't adopting pit bulls or any type of dog like that. You know what I mean? At that time, the only thing that could have happened for him, he could have got rescued from a pit bull rescue thing. Because he was a good dog. He wasn't out of control. I used to let my son's 19 now. Back then he was like 3. He used to walk him on the leash and he didn't pull or none of that. And he was he was an 80-pound dog, like 77, 78 pounds. Sometimes he'd get 82, depending what season it was. You know, you could pet him. He didn't act crazy. He got along with other dogs. Now, male dogs, he would fight if he was on his territory. But if he was out and about, you know, like say we're in a how would you call that? A neutral place, like at the park, and the boy's dog came around, he wouldn't try to fight it, you know, but he would be, you know, he would stand his ground. You know, he would be, you know, he'd be, you know, doing what a male does. But they smell each other and all that. But you know, he would pass all those tests though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping. But anyways, he would be gone, dead now. He would have been 22 years old if he was alive right now. He ain't making that. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, JM? Let's see. Held her back. The cop was scared of dogs and stayed by his car until the owner trainer showed up. The dog had seen me before, but she was snapping and snarling at me. Initially, I sat down on the ground and let her come up and check me out. Yeah, that's what's up. But I'm gonna go ahead and tap out on this one, peoples. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Real quick, yesterday when I was doing that live, somebody said, say the word coffee, and I said that word. I said coffee, and everybody started laughing. And I think they thought it was Michael Moormill that said it, but it was me. I'm the one that said coffee. But everybody, Carlos was laughing, Sundown was laughing, Leo was laughing, and everybody's New Yorkers on the panel, but me and Sundown, right? And I had the avatar on, and I was the one that said coffee, right? But everybody, I think they knew. I think Carlos knew it was me, because Carlos knows me. Me and Carlos talk all the time, you know. So I think Carlos knew it was me, but I don't think the other ones knew it was me. You know what I mean? You see, I'm sorry, but I gotta go before my dinner's burned. I love to stick around for the rest of this. It's an interesting conversation. I'll have to catch you later. P.S. I hit the like button already. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, I'm gonna tap out anyways, because I already did a short today. I did a video, and I did now this live. I'm trying to get my numbers up when it comes to the lives, because my numbers have been going up. I've got probably in the last 2 months, I've got about 300 subscribers. You know what I mean? At least. And majority got to do with this one. Me dropping her shorts. You know, I get 3 subs this one, 5 this one, 9 with this one, 7 with that one. I think the one I did today, or one of the latest ones, I got like, I think 10 or 11 subscribers off the one short. So You know, like I've always said, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Grassroots, baby, grassroots, little by little, and I'm gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, Mikey, your subs are up big time since the last time I seen you. Yeah, they are. So I was looking at my numbers, and um, the watch time was up, the views were up, the subs were up, the watch hours were up. Um, but when it came to the live, everything was, down compared to before, or how to state it. Yeah, something like down this much from the norm, or down this much from the usual, something like that. So I've been doing lives, at least two a week, trying to get those numbers up. I don't get a whole lot of people in the live. Like I've got up to like 22, 20, 25 different times, but like as soon as I end it, a lot of people will come in, watch for a couple of minutes and go out, and they might come back in, or definitely after I stop it and it's uploaded by YouTube, because YouTube will upload the lives, but they don't upload the live chats right away. That usually takes some hours before they do that for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because live streaming and YouTube is a different deal or what it is, but that's what happens a lot of times. But a lot of times, once I upload the video, I'll have like 60, 80 views already. You know what I'm saying? But yet it only said that I had between 6 and 12 people in at different times. So I think that's because, they give you a view. They consider it a view, even if it's only a minute, you know what I'm saying? A minute and a half or whatever that they watch it. You know what I'm saying? Coffee. Big Lou messed up story. Keep moving forward. You're doing great, bro. Yep. Thanks, Mikey. And like I had told you before, I remember I mentioned to you before. I don't know if you got my email down or not, but I don't know if you got my email down or not, but let me know in one of the videos if you want it, want it again, and I'll give it to you. About collabing on a boxing or something. You don't have to show yourself. Well, you've shown yourself before. You know what I mean? You've showed yourself before. So I don't know if you want to do that, but Mikey D. Leonardo Jr. We did that. We did a video live stream, and he hit me up the other day. He texted me saying he wants to do it again. So his father-in-law was supposed to come on with it. So you're always welcome to come on too if you're up, or if you want to do something else. A different thing, a different type of collab or whatever. I'm up for it. You know what I mean? You need the lives and regular videos for the watch time hours, but the best way to get subs is shorts. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Because and not only that, the more shorts you do, YouTube will throw you in the feeds. And that's how people will see something. That's why it's good to try to put a good title on it. Don't clickbait. Don't put some bullshit that don't have nothing to do with the video. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's all about the shorts. It's all about the shorts. But they will throw some of your videos in the feeds, after a while. But it's definitely the shorts. The shorts, definitely. You know what I mean? That's how you get your subs, no doubt. No shit. No shit. Sounds good, bro. Email is in the description. My email is in the... Here, I'll put it right now. And then screenshot it real fast. It's what it do with Big Lou, all one word. There it is, right there. You can screenshot that real quick, and then hit me up on it, and I'll hit you back, as soon as I see it, and then we'll go from there. You got 1.5 subs already? Wow, that's good. Damn, yeah, Carlos. I tried to put that one's gnarly, right? But there were some other ones, boy. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. It would look a trip, man. It would look like it was a trip, but that's true shit. And then look at the one I did earlier, the pre-recorded video I did earlier. Look at that one. I seen a couple bullies or pit bulls that were shaped like that. They got YouTube videos of them. They're running all around. They got a hell of a drive, man. They want to play, but they're deformed. You know what I mean? It's fucked up that, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it happens just like with people, sometimes the kids will come out, I don't even know the proper word, man. I don't feel comfortable saying the R word. You know what I mean? Mental health, the Down syndrome. There you go. That's the proper way. The kids will come out with Down syndrome. Now, I don't know if that's hereditary or not, but, same thing with dogs and animals. They got genes like that. You think some of these animals in the wild don't have mental health issues too. They have them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying necessarily that this dog that I showed here or the one I showed earlier was because of some funny ass breeding. You know what I mean? It just happened, but it could be. You know what I mean? And if you want to breed Merles and Merles, that could be a possibility that happens. You know what I mean? I can't show my face at the moment, but I will soon. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to. You could show. You could have an avatar on it. That's cool. Um. Oh yeah, he's straight Salcedo, man. Straight Salcedo. He even corrected me a few times. I said on different things and I was wrong and he fucking corrected me. You know what I mean? Like certain our artists, I thought they were from a certain area in Puerto Rico and he was like, "Nah, man, he's from Santurce." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I thought he was from Ponce. But then I did get confused, but it doesn't matter. I was wrong anyways. And he put me up on game. So, but I'm going to go ahead and tap out we got some visitors and so I want to get in there real quick, but I just noticed it came and I think the old lady's gonna go wash some clothes. The kids just came. There's my truck. I call this a truck. It's not a truck. It's actually an SUV, but I call it the truck, right? So I'm in my car and then we got the smaller SUV, the Murano. So we got this one I'm in, that one, the Murano, and my Chevy. You know what I mean? I seen an OG yesterday and he's like, I was driving, not this car, I was driving the other one. And I got out and he's like, "Damn, that's yours too." I said, "Bro," I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm doing good, bro. I mean, I'm not, I'm not rich, I mean, what I mean by doing good, July makes 6 years I haven't been arrested. I haven't even been arrested. 6 years. I haven't done that since I was a kid. I mean, I would go to prison, come out, stay out maybe a year or two, go back. And then I started doing this like 3 years shit where I would stay out like 3 years of prison, but I was getting arrested in between and shit was just stacking on me, and then, eventually I get hit and boom, I'm off to prison again. But now, I've been out 6 fucking years, man, and it feels good, to be able to, like I always tell you guys, something small like Valentine's Day, to be able to go to the store and go buy my daughter's candy and Valentine cards. I can't do that from the joint. You know what I mean? Even Christmas. Yeah, I was able to do with that program Angel Tree, and get them a gift each, but that's not like Christmas where I'm getting them 4 or 5 gifts each. Christmas school clothes come around, I could take them and get them a whole bunch of shit, man, and feel good about it because here I am and I'm, like my granddaughter too. Every time it's her birthday or Christmas, I buy her a ton of shit. Her birthday is not till April, but I started buying her gifts in January. I bought her a ton of stuff already in January. Now I got my grandson on the way. So, it's about family. It's about family. It's about friends, those friends that are like family, those real friends, you know what I mean, that you consider family, you know what I'm saying? Not these fake funky ass motherfuckers that are straight, like we say, plastic cone motherfuckers that ain't about shit. You know what I mean? None of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed, man, to be out and able to do my thing. You know what I mean? My thug thizzle, my nizzles. So with that being said, it's Friday, everybody. You guys watch this later. You guys are gonna do your thing. Be sure to be responsible about what you do. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I'm gone.